Good Tuesday morning, East Tennessee. My name is David Aldridge, Chief Meteorologist of Captain Accurate Weather, coming to you by way of the Captain Accurate Weather Command Center. Happy that you're here. By the way, brought to you by Weigel's Fast and Fuel. I should say fuel and food that's fast, fresh, and friendly. Gotta love Weigel's. There's also a great survey. You can go on their Facebook page. Being voted for one of the best top 10 gas food places. You want to check it out. You want to go into their Facebook page. By the way, if you haven't picked up the all-new banana pudding milk, go bananas for flavor. You got to love Weigel's. They've got these great flavored creations that maybe mix things up a little bit. I love the banana pudding milk, and there is talk that there's a new flavor in the pipeline. Don't know what it is yet, but it is going to be coming out pretty soon. It's just better when it's fresh, farm to store in 24. It's just better when it's with Tennessee cows. Very thankful for Weigel's, the all-new banana pudding milk. Check it out today. I think you'll be impressed if you haven't checked it out. By the way, we are getting some rain this morning. No big surprise. Let's take a look at the radar. This is over the last 30 minutes. This isn't like over the last 3 hours. This is just over the last 30 minutes. And you can see there's some areas in red. Now notice there's no lightning in the blue box. There's no convection. There's no thunder right now. But we have some downpours. It's going to slow down on many drivers, I'm sure, this morning heading to work or school. So keep in mind that there will be stages today, waves of energy that produce some locally heavy rainfall. Right now it's heavier from Knoxville, Knox County, points westward. So if you look over toward Loudon, Philadelphia, I-75, it's coming down in buckets. Lenore City, we can include you in that mess. A little messy around Farragut as well as Carnes. Also now moving into the Maryville area and downtown Knoxville. Let's move further north for a second. You can see right through Fountain City, really downtown South Knoxville, Cedar Bluff, Hardin Valley, Farragut, Carnes, and even Oak Ridge getting some moderate rain now. Hasn't quite made it to Morristown yet. Hasn't really taken hold of Jefferson City, but give it time. It's beginning to show signs of development, and I'd love to see or hear what you're noticing because I'm on live both on Facebook and YouTube, same time. So I'd love to get your weather observation, whether it be temperature, maybe just an observation that's kind of sloppy, maybe very wet for you heading out this morning. Would love to hear what you've got to report. But if we look further north, you can see areas up toward Middlesboro, maybe some light rain at this point. Corbin's getting moderate rain, LaFollette, as well as Caryville, Briceville, and moving towards Speedwell and Sharps Chapel. So we've got some rain in the forecast. Temperatures vary quite a bit. 57 right now in Crossville, but it's 10 degrees warmer at McGee-Tyson. Last check at 6 o'clock. 42 minutes ago, it was 67. I imagine it's going to be a lot cooler. Maryville checking in around 60, 63 in Morristown. We got 59 in Oneida. If you're on the call, just want to say good morning to you. Leave me a comment. Would love to say hi to you if you got a note. Fred says, good morning, David. Steady rain in Maryville. Thank you, Fred. He's given me a good observation that might be helpful for you if you're watching this either now or maybe in the next few minutes. Live this morning on Tuesday. If you've got a YouTube comment, leave me a note. I'll do my best to magnify your voice. But as we take a look at that temperature, it's very mild, and temperatures may struggle to reach 70 today. So that's weird. Yeah, it's not going to move much today. If we're at 67, I can almost assure you we're going to be a lot cooler at the 7 o'clock observation, and that's when I'll be done on this live stream. As you can see, visibility down to 2 miles in Oak Ridge, 3 miles in Oneida, 7 in Middlesboro. So this is more of a function of the low clouds and rain. Winds aren't that bad, 6 miles an hour. 0 in Oak Ridge being reported, 0 in Morristown, but where we do have some gusts would be pretty much confined to the higher elevations in the Smokies, gusting about 24 to 37 miles an hour, as you can see estimated here. Got to show you this, though. The radar shows what's coming tomorrow morning. What are you talking about? See that gray area? See Memphis? You know, because it's like the canary in the coal mine. If they're under a dense fog advisory this morning till 8 o'clock Central, could that be here tomorrow morning? Yep. Ding, 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 ding. Now you've figured out how this works, right? You know that what's upstream, if you're a fisherman. If you fish upstream, then you know we look at forecast upstream. We can see they've got dense fog advisories in Shelby County. They've got it all over parts of Mississippi, southeastern Missouri. I suspect we're going to have some dense fog tomorrow morning, and that fog extends into parts of East Texas, pretty much most of all of Louisiana at this particular hour. And once we get into tomorrow, I think things will quiet down. We'll go from early clouds to sunshine. But there's still some snow flying in blue around Denver, north and west. in the Rockies, and maybe a little bit more rain across New England. But there's still some thunder. This is the lower 48. We're still watching some notes come in from you. I want to say good morning to you. I see Lisa Seals. She says it's raining in La Follette. Happy birthday to me. Lisa, happy birthday. You are not only a year younger, but you're a year wiser. Can that work? Is that possible? I don't know how that works, but you're showing that by letting me know it's your birthday. Thank you for letting me know. Happy birthday, by the way. Danny says, good morning, David. Hope you have a great day. Go Vols. And Fred's on here as well. Glad to have you all here as we continue to monitor the very rainy situation this morning here on the last day of April. By the way, what you're looking at here is my computer, kind of like actual rainfall, where we have some numbers, but I can also Doppler estimate. There's probably maybe about 1,400s around La Follette, maybe not a whole lot in Jonesville yet. We've got a goose egg so far in Morristown and Greenville. Sevierville might just now be getting in that goose egg area, but there's about a trace so far in Tellico Plains, trace in Athens. This will fill in. Now the question is, how much rain are we going to get? Well, it depends on where you are, because look at Crossville. They've already picked up 0.7 of an inch, right? Crossville, the heart of Cumberland County, may finish with 1.5 inches, may finish with 1.6 or 7 in Jamestown. So by the time we hit 5 o'clock today, you can't compare, well, you can, Newport to Crossville. But big difference. Maybe just a little more than 1/3 of an inch of rain in Newport. It may stop short. It's the great mystery of weather. At some point, precipitation has to end. And it pretty much ends once it gets into North Carolina. But at least this go around through 5 o'clock today, because that's where we stop the clock, there could be easily 1 inch, 1.5 inches in places like Wartburg, Oneida, Jamestown. Much heavier rain west of Knox County today, and maybe a lot less if you're in Greenville, Newport, or Sevierville, for example. That just gives you an idea. May finish with pretty close, we'll stop the clock here at 10 o'clock. Most of it's pretty much winded down, has moved off to the east by the time we hit the drive home tonight. By the way, there was a drought monitor that comes out every Thursday morning. I thought it was interesting because some of you have wondered, do we need the rain? Yes, we do. Could we use the rain? Yes, we could. But there are some areas that are abnormally dry. NOAA, our friends at the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, has pinpointed some yellow areas in East Tennessee, and specifically that would be Middlesboro, Arthur, just north of Tazewell, a dry patch, also in Oak Ridge. Officially would be declared a drought, but we're getting some rain today, so that will help. Kingston, Harriman, Wartburg also included in that level 1 area, but you go up to level 2, it's the brown area. It includes Riceville, it includes Charleston, and it includes Cleveland. So if you're in these areas, you could really use the rain because you've now moved into level 2 as far as a drought. And looking at the data, we're still about a little more than 1 inch below normal, but we're still technically about 1/3 of an inch above normal for the year. So we're below normal for the month, above normal for the year. It's kind of a hodgepodge, but we are going to watch that. And again, this is the last day of the month. A good note from some of you. Linda Rice says, good morning, David, from a rainy Cumberland Gap, Tennessee. Linda, great to see you here. I don't know if it's your birthday like Lisa, but I hope you have a great day. She says, stay safe. Have a blessed day. Thank you, Linda Rice. Judy Kerr, one of my premium members, says, good morning. She's waiting for the rain here. She's got the garden ready. See, some of you have already been thinking about those tomatoes and other plants, other things you're going to be growing. Glad to have Judy here as well. Liza Rose says good morning, and Connie Rogers says good morning. By the way, if you haven't picked up a bottle of the all-new banana pudding milk from Weigel's, go bananas for flavor. It is delicious. I recommend it highly, especially if you love the flavored creations that Weigel's has been known to create. And they've got another one in the pipeline, so this too shall pass, which means you got to stock up on the banana pudding milk before it disappears from your shelf. It's just better when it's fresh, farm to store, in 24. It's just better when it's with Tennessee cows. Who would argue with that in East Tennessee? I think it's always better when it's with Tennessee cows. All new banana pudding milk, go bananas for flavor. It's also a great opportunity to win some prizes. You know you're eligible if you have the My Weigel's Rewards card. Make sure it's registered. Download the Weigel's app. You get eligible for all sorts of great prizes, including Live Nation tickets, all sorts of things. Check it out on Weigel's Facebook page. I think you'll be impressed. We want to jump back to the weather, and I'll get back to the radar here in a moment. It's 6:49. It is Tuesday. This just gives you a bird's eye view of where parts of the country could use rain. Clearly, they had, 5 or 6 inches of crazy rain in Oklahoma, in parts of the Midwest from those storms. So this was updated last Thursday. I'm sure there'll be some removing of color in parts of the Midwest after the event that took place this week, because they'll be taking in the data through about 8:30 this morning and then populating a new map on Thursday morning. It's just how the process typically works. Temperature right now 67 in Knoxville. It's 10 degrees cooler in Crossville, 57, and it's 61. Madisonville, maybe you're waking up to 50s to near 60. Don't expect a temperature much higher than 70 today in the Knoxville area. Maybe a little warmer to the east, but we'll look at that here in mere moments. Temperature right now in Nashville, 64. It's 57 currently in Johnson City, and it's 62 in Memphis to start your Tuesday morning across Tennessee at this hour. And all the rain has been moving in over the last couple of hours. We were looking at a time lapse over the last 30 minutes. This is over the last couple of hours, and you can see it spreading across East Tennessee. May not be quite as intense as it was yesterday afternoon, but it's coming in the middle of the night, coming into the early hours of the morning, so there may be limited amounts of thunder. But tracking the clouds, here's the sunrise, 6:44. It's already underway, and you won't see much of it. Sun sets 8:22, so our days are in fact long. You got to get the kids to the bus. There will be some puddles. Oh no, not the puddles. Yeah, puddles, standing water. Don't make sure you don't hydroplane. Make sure you take care of yourself. And temperatures will likely flatline here in the 60s. I got 70 for a Knoxville high. I got us at 72 in Jamestown, as the rain may end there a little sooner. Temperature about 69 Kingston, 68 Wartburg. Those are my expected highs for today. Happy birthday, says Donna. She says, happy birthday, Lisa. Isn't that nice? We got people who are commenting to other people. Happy birthday to Lisa. She's getting a lot of love here. Kelly says, good morning. And Lisa says, thank you. She's very excited. It's birthday time. And like I said, comes a point, at least in my view, that once you hit a certain number, you kind of wish you could go the other direction. But that just makes you all the more wiser, because you just love being able to share the good news of birthday, but you don't want to want the aging factor. Showers and storms today. Early clouds to sunshine Wednesday. We will find some patches of fog. I suspect it could be locally dense tomorrow morning. And then it's a mostly sunny, warmer day Thursday. We're talking to the tune. Are you ready for this? Low to mid. No, mid to upper 80s. I got us at 87 on Thursday. So Thursday is going to be the warmest day of the week, and it's going to be mostly sunny. So if you liked yesterday, by the way, got to bring you up to speed. Let's see here. Notes. Yesterday we struggled to hit 80, but it was a delightful 80. Started the morning off at 61, normal high is 75, normal low 52, if you're wanting some context. The record high today, interesting, 92, 1942. You know, we've never been above 90 in the calendar prior to April 24th. I did check that. 93 and 1925 was April 24th. We hit 91 on 1986. On April 27th. But today's the 30th, we hit 92 in 1942. So it's not common to get into the low 90s in April, but it's happened before. And of course, the record low, if you're interested, is 35 from 1988. All about context and numbers. I'd love to have you participate. If you have a comment or a weather observation, let me know. I'm going to check here YouTube, because some of you might be on YouTube. I see some notes. Look at that. Lynn says, good morning. Lynn Hart. Good to have Lynn here. Glad to have you. If she's got the sunshine, that's optimistic thinking, because I think we'll get more of that tomorrow, and especially on Thursday. But she's got the sun. She's smiling. And then Wanda Post says, good morning, David. Vols baseball had a good weekend. Go Vols. Yes, I'm very excited about baseball, too. Got to love it when the Vols and Lady Vols are doing well a lot of the time, the baseball and also the spring season. But you got to be mindful when it's not raining, allergies can be off the chart, making it difficult for some. Now let me get you through what's coming. Some of you know, especially if you have a garden, there's a thing we like to call blackberry winter. It's usually when it gets colder in early to mid-May. And you might suspect that there's probably another go-around. And you would be correct, because it's nice and warm with the yellows and the green colors going through May 1st and through the early part of May. But suddenly, by the time we hit mid-May, you almost knew like you could set your watch to it. Watch the colors in blue, which is typical, colder air, starts to move down in here around the 10th. So by the time we hit Friday, the 10th of May, some of you might say, man, it's gotten kind of cool. Yeah, it's gotten cool and cloudy and rainy at times, and it looks pretty cold enough for snow around the Great Lakes. That's crazy. Snow in mid-May? It's happened before, my friend. Having lived in Rochester, New York, it used to snow around Mother's Day. That's not unheard of, although it's probably unheard of down here. It is certainly not unheard of up there. Buffalo, Rochester, Syracuse could see some snow around the 11th of May. And we can see and explore that here in my next slide. But I will show you this. By the time we hit the 10th, 11th, and 12th, it's going to be cold enough you say, man, what season is this? This is not right. I want the mid-80s back. You'll be hard-pressed to see it. Now let's hope it turns around in time for Memorial Day. but that's one of the things we talk about on a daily basis with my Captain Accurate premium site. Love to have you subscribe to our premium service, just $4.99 a month. By the way, snow potential, this is just model data, but it could be that gee whiz factor. You're like, there's no way they could have snow in mid-May. Look at Denver, or at least west of it. Look at Billings. Look at Montana. They could find snow in feet. Additional snow in feet. So winter is far from over in parts of the lower 48. There is even some hints of snow coming back into parts of West Virginia, what a 0.1, some flurries. But I wouldn't rule it out of the Smokies either. Some areas may find some flakes still yet to come. I point out early to mid-May because that's usually when blackberries are in bloom, and that's usually what East Tennesseans refer to as blackberry winter because it'll be in bloom. By the way, 6:55, we've got 67 degrees, we've got rain. Last check, it was 67, and winds are the southwest at 6. I suspect winds will be 5 to 10, generally out of the south-southwest. We've got showers and storms today, 80% chance, mainly gray. And look how we kind of flatline into the 60s. If you get above 70, kudos to you, because most of your neighbors may not have that experience. The average high this time of year is in fact 75. So I got a little note here from Felicia. She says, good morning. One of her crafty adventures. Looking forward to this weekend and the Bigfoot Festival in Townsend on Saturday. So in addition to May the 4th be with you, Star Wars Day, it is Bigfoot Day, or at least Bigfoot Festival time, Saturday. So come on out and support Felicia. She'll have a booth. Love that. She's also promoting some of the great things that she makes. So if you want to check it out, I can tell you she's very crafty. Felicia, also one of my premium members. We can see the temperature is going to be flatlining today in the 60s. Chance of rain is off the chart today, 80%. Someone said, well, if I get wet, it's 100. Okay, I won't argue that. I guess everything's relative, but it's also about probability. And it will go back to 40% on Friday, 80% I think on Saturday, and we'll have to keep an eye on Sunday. Because if Saturday's rains are slower to depart, we may have to add a few drops on Sunday morning. Keep an eye on that for sure. But Storm Prediction Center, our heart breaks for our friends in the Midwest. They're still getting hammered, as was well advertised on this platform last week. I kept telling you, once you saw the reports, the national media would say, tornado, tornado, tornado. That's all I've been hearing. And is that coming here? Is that coming here? And I kept saying, no, 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 it's not. We're getting some rain. We don't even have thunder. You're going to have some thunder if you're going to get some nasty storms. We don't have nasty storms. We've got maybe some nasty rain, but that we can handle. Well, we're a hardy bunch. We can handle some downpours today. But if you look at the today map from the Storm Prediction Center, the bullseye shows up in level 3 category up here near Omaha and St. Joseph in Kansas City. So that's where the nasty storms will continue to grow. Also Des Moines, Iowa. But there will be some scattered severe storms around Wichita, Kansas, south of Minneapolis, maybe some areas in parts of Texas, west of Dallas, but nothing here. There is the possibility for some general thunderstorms here. That's why we're coded in the lightest shade of green, but it's not going to be severe limits. Tomorrow, no different really. Some areas in Kansas still will be in the crosshairs. That would be around Hutchinson in central Kansas, also Topeka, areas in western Oklahoma. They can't catch a break, right? Because we will be basking in the 80s the next couple of days while we have low to mid 80s, say at least mid 80s on Thursday. Wednesday is going to be one of those quiet days. And then Thursday, they've got the risk for some isolated severe storms in dark green. That would include Oklahoma City again, Abilene, Kansas City, and Omaha. So those areas continue to be hammered with severe weather while we continue to bask with this blocking pattern in maybe the quieter of the two storm systems. Futurecast shows the rain sliding into town today. There's 8 o'clock. There's 12 noon. The front's trying to cross through. And then the high pressure moves in here. So the drive home won't be as challenging as the drive in. I think this morning's rain obviously will have more challenges. We'll keep an eye on that. High pressure moves across the state. Tomorrow morning we've got some fog, light winds, and that fog could be locally dense. But the early clouds give way to more sunshine. On Wednesday, I've got as high as around 80. Then on Thursday, it's up, up, and away. Temperatures rise to about 87 in the afternoon, and it will be dry before the rain tries to come back in here on Friday morning. You see what I mean? It's just not a whole lot. I've got a 40% chance on Friday. A lot of that begins to lift toward Kentucky by midday, and then maybe a bit of a break. So there will be some opportunities on Friday, but I think a better chance once the front gets closer on Saturday. So it is now 6:59. Pick out your favorite town. It looks pretty sloppy, right? This lines up pretty well. Looks pretty good here at 7:45. That's an hour or 45 minutes from now. But the rain begins to slow down, if not at noon. There's some pockets of red, some thunder there. But you'll notice by the time we get to 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, the drive home, there's 2 p.m. I see some little cells that are maybe a little more vigorous. But there's 4. Watch the difference between 4 and 5. If you're out the door at 5 o'clock, it's a few showers, right? 7 o'clock, or say 70 degrees in Knoxville, 5 o'clock, maybe a few leftover showers, and then it's on its way out. Clouds begin to break a bit, but it's still partly to mostly cloudy with fog developing first thing tomorrow morning. So I am concerned that fog may be a slowdown tomorrow. It's the rain that's a slowdown this morning. So for today, a high temperature of 70, plenty of rain showers, maybe some isolated storms, but mainly gray, winds 5 to 10 plus. As we look at today, a high of 68 if you're in Wartburg, 69 Morristown, White Pine, Talbot, Jefferson City, and Dandridge, 70 for Seymour, South Knoxville, 69 Oak Ridge, 69 for Clinton, Oliver Springs. If you're traveling today, there'll be about 10 degrees warmer in Charlotte. There'll be about 77 today in Atlanta, about 81 in Nashville. Keeping an eye on that as I notice some other comments that are coming in. Tonight, some evening showers fade. Patches of fog, plenty of clouds that might break a bit to only give way to more fog. We're down to 55 in Oak Ridge, 55 in Morristown, 57 in Newport. These are my expected lows for tonight. As far as the 7-day forecast, the Captain Accurate Weather Authority forecast, we're 10 degrees warmer tomorrow at 80, 87 on Thursday, Friday 79. We heard Felicia talk about the Bigfoot Festival in Townsend this Saturday. May the 4th be with you at Star Wars Day, and 81 on Sunday. So I do think drizzle will be possible on Sunday as well, but Monday, back into the showery pattern with cooler weather still in its wake. We'll keep a watchful eye on that. I got some other notes from you. Marilyn Bell says she posted some beautiful photos of the morning sky. Have a great day. Thank you, Marilyn. Always appreciative of that. And Lisa Seal tagging, I guess, Kelly Hart. Glad to have happy birthday to everyone. Who's also very nice to wish Lisa Seal, one of our viewers, a happy birthday to you. But these are my expected highs for the next 7 days as we head into the month of May. Keep in mind, May 1st is tomorrow, Wednesday, and we'll be heading into what may be, at times, some more showery patterns. Because we've been dry for a little while, but we'll make up maybe for some lost time here in a little bit. By the way, if you haven't picked up a bottle of the all-new banana pudding milk, go bananas for flavor. It's just better when it's fresh, farm to store in 24. I'm talking about Weigel's. Weigel's is just better when it's with Tennessee cows. You gotta love the all-new banana pudding milk. Go bananas for flavor. It's in stores for a limited time. Please note that these wonderful creations do disappear, and they make room on the shelves for something new, and there's something new in the pipeline. We just don't know what it is yet. It might be out in the next 7 days or less. We'll have to wait and see. We'll take our cue from Weigel's, who's been serving East Tennessee now for over 90 years. Well, my name is David Aldridge. Some people call me Captain Accurate. It's not easy being accurate, so weather doesn't surprise you. We'll see you here next time. Take care.